Welcome to A Simple Life. This week, it's a beautiful, rainy, muggy, cold weekend. I know. How can it be beautiful and all those things? Well, because we're outside and we're working together. The goats are grazing this hillside down for us. They're all the way over there. And this weekend, we are going to tackle this vineyard right here next to the greenhouse. And the reason we're going to tackle it is we're not going to tear it all out. I'm going to take one row out and I'm going to take the ends out. And let me show you why. We have this great greenhouse here. We have a barn next to it. We're gonna have another greenhouse at the end to do starts and all that kind of stuff. And I wanna collect the water because we don't have water rights. And here in Oregon, water rights are a bit like trying to win the lottery. If you had them for generations, your property has them for generations, you're good. If not, it's really expensive. More expensive than putting in ponds. And since we get 40 inches of rain a year, it's easy to get more than enough. So we're gonna put about a 50,000 gallon pond right down here at the bottom. We're gonna work on clearing this out. I need this row of grapes to be gone because I need to be able to put a drainage ditch along here to collect my rainwater. It's like a French drain that's gonna go around this. I can't do that. I can't even get in here to do that and put gravel in, any of that kind of stuff with this here. The other thing is, this being so close to the greenhouse is a perfect place for these vines to continuously want to go into the greenhouse. I don't want to fight the vines. I don't want to fight the blackberry. I want to be able to actually come through here easily with machinery or something if I need to get down there. This whole row is going to come out, and then some of the ends are going to come out. We are going to get this area prepped for putting in drainage. And I'm going to clean everything up because once this is cleaned up, then we can get in here and we can prune these 4 rows the way they need to be pruned. And in the future, we can rehang them the way I want to rehang them, so that way they're a lot easier to maintain. Did I say it was a beautiful day here in Oregon? It is lovely and cold and wet and dreary. You gotta keep a positive attitude about these things. Just saying. We got this area cleaned up. I know it doesn't look like much, but let me give you a little bit of an idea what we're gonna do here. The pond will be dug in right here. This area is about 45, 50 feet wide and 50 feet deep, somewhere like that. We have enough room for a 36 by 36 foot wide pond here. And I figured out we're gonna get about 50,000 gallons of water stored here. All right, the boys just went to Herman's cabin and they started a little fire so that way we can warm up because it is chilly, wet, and a little windy today. While they're there, I'm gonna start taking a look at these trees because I have to decide what I'm gonna do with these trees. I'm not tearing them out. I just need to decide how I'm gonna prune them, what my strategy is gonna be. I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm just gonna tighten them up. These trees aren't real bad. There's a couple small little seedlings in here. I'll probably take them out just so that way we have space between the trees. And the pruning is not bad. These trees have pretty good structure. They just need to be tightened up a little. Now, when it comes to needing a whole lot of work, this whole entire orchard right here needs a lot. We need to get in there and it's a lot of work, but I'm not gonna include that in the bottom portion of the farm. That's gonna be another year, another time. I'm not gonna tackle it this year. I may get to it next year, next winter, but not this winter. Between 9 to 5, doing this on the weekends and late nights, I gotta make sure I set healthy goals for myself or I'll burn out. And you know, there's so many folks that end up burning out when it comes to working on the homestead and getting projects done. I'm trying not to do that. And I've been pretty successful in not doing that. Well, it is the next day. I know it doesn't look like it's the next day. It looks like it's the same as yesterday, which it is a completely foggy and overcast day here in Oregon, which is okay. I'm okay with that. We need those days. If we don't have those days, then we don't have the climate we have here. And I like the way things grow. All right, I came in yesterday and I pruned this tree back. You can see I took the top out of it, but overall, we're doing pretty good. And I didn't butcher it. I know, it looks good. So I really didn't do that much to this tree. This is pretty much how this tree was. I took out one branch that was right here that was coming straight up, took that out. Other than that, I haven't done much. So I'm gonna come in, get some of the crisscross stuff out, some of the stuff that's going straight up, get that out, nip off the end of this branch right here, kind of clean this up, and then this tree will be pretty much done. This tree I am not done with at all. I still am working on this tree. The boys are actually down checking on the goats. We have some mom goats. Oop. Hold on, that's a phone ringing. Hey, yeah. No, all right. And how are the two little ones? Okay, well, take care of everything, okay? All right, bye. No new babies. That was just the boys telling me there's no new babies. Everybody's good down there. We have 2 moms that are about to have babies very soon. And so that's why they were calling me. I told them, call me. Let me know if there's any babies. All right, so this tree we're gonna get in. We're gonna take the top out of it. We're gonna create some space here. And then we're gonna move on to the rest of these trees right in here and get these all kind of cleaned up. There's quite a few in here that just need to be pruned back. Nothing crazy. These are good sized trees. I'm really happy with the size of these trees. We got to figure out what we're doing because we have 2 trees here that are kind of in the way. Why do I say these are in the way? Well, here's the thing. We are going to put a greenhouse right here. I'm kind of stuck, bit of a predicament, and I'll explain. This is the old fence line, okay? But I don't think this old fence line is actually the property line. I believe the property line is more like, you can kind of see that line comes back down that tree line. It's like right here. It's right here. That puts me wanting to put a greenhouse over about 10 feet from here. I don't want to be that close to the property line, especially since we don't know exactly where the property line is. I've used my phone with satellite, GPS, compass, the whole thing, and it's a little too close for comfort. While I think about that, let's get some pruning done. The boys, they're down there making sure the 2 baby goats are doing good. That whole branch is dead. There was a little bit of life on the one side, but everything else was dead. As you can see, the pruning of the trees is going splendidly. I'm actually pretty happy with the overall structure of these trees. Now, I keep talking about structure of the trees. That's the way I think about it. It's probably because I have a design background, so I think of the trees structurally. I know, it's kind of weird, but that's how I think of them. But as you can see, they're doing pretty good. I'm just trying to keep stuff from crossing. I'm trying to open up the center so we get good wind flow like I've talked about in the past. So I got 4 of these trees done, and I have, a few more bushy ones to go. This one's not gonna be as big of a deal. I'm struggling because I really don't want to cut down this walnut tree, but I really need to cut down this walnut tree. I don't need this walnut tree here. I don't want to cut down the walnut tree. But it's in the wrong place. And what I mean by it's in the wrong place is I have a very specific plan for this area. And it has to go here. I don't have anywhere else in this vicinity to put it unless I take the barn down, which I'm never going to do. That's not coming down. It's water, it's greenhouse, it's location to power, it's everything is this spot. So I either take this down or I take those trees down over there. I mean, maybe that's an option. Maybe there's another area that can do it. Here's the argument that's happening inside my head. If I don't take this tree down, then what I end up with is I end up with all these apple trees right here being shaded out more and more over time. And I'm gonna have a greenhouse there that I'm gonna have to worry about walnuts falling on in the fall, the leaves, the fact that those potentially stain the plastic, branches falling, big heavy branches, not just like light branch. These things get heavy. It's walnut. All that's in my head. And I know this seems like a silly argument to have with myself. But I care. I care that much about this property that I'm going to sit here and struggle in my mind about what the right decision is for this area. Because the easy part is cutting it down. The hard part is living with the decision that you made. I know what my decision's gonna be. I'm trying to come to grips with it. Okay, it's gone. It's gone. There's no undoing what I just did. It is gone. I know, but this area is gonna change so much in the next 2 years that it's not even gonna look the same. That tree had to go. For what I'm gonna be doing here, trust me, it is so stinking cool. What is gonna be here is going to be so amazing. I cannot stress that enough. I'm not gonna tell secrets until we have everything and we're actually putting it in the ground and I'll explain what I'm doing. It's gonna be super amazing. That being said, we got a lot done. And this weekend has been a little of a mixed bag. We had a lot of rain. We had a lot of stuff I had to get done. I had to go and get feed for animals and all kinds of stuff. So as of right now, it is Sunday. I don't have any more time this week to film, but I'm thinking about taking a day off. I really would like to come up, take a day off from work and do some stuff up here. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to get this cleaned up right here. I think it would be really amazing to have this cleaned up, get this last tree pruned. I have one more tree that needs to be pruned. We got a bunch done. I keep saying we got a bunch done, what do I mean by this ubiquitous we that I keep saying? I mean us. You, me, my boys. That's what I mean. Now, you're not doing the work, but you have to understand, if I was just doing this with me and my boys, where's the fun in that? I mean, we would do it, but I wouldn't have the same drive to tell the story, to do it in the way that I'm doing it. It would just be ADD meets farm, and I would just randomly do stuff, but we're getting focused, and that's what I'm doing. If I can get up here, this is what I want to tackle. The boys and I are going to come in, get all the canning jars out. There's a bunch down here. Get all this cleaned up. There's a bunch of bee stuff in here. Good thing is most of it's rotting and it's wood. And get this torn down. Why would I want to tear this down? Well, I just want to clean this up, to be honest. And while I could actually use a little shelter like that, I'm sure I could put something in there. I'd rather have an orderly and clean area to work, to grow, to maintain, because mentally it helps me. I just need that. That's how my brain works. All right, well, today is Thursday, which is not normally a day that I do any filming. I decided to take a day off today. It was gonna be pretty nice out, and I wanted to get some more cleaning done this week, and so I took the day off. We are going down right now to go check on our mama goats and our baby goats. We may have some new baby goats. I heard one of the moms giving a bit of a call, and so I'm wondering if that's what's going on. All right, we have one. Well, that baby's in the wrong stall. And this mama, nope, no babies yet. No babies yet from that one. This mom had her babies about 4 days ago, and she's doing good. Her babies are doing good as well. You're a mama. Hi, mama. You waiting for some feed? You got a big poopy butt. I have to I don't have anything to clean that up right now. Hi, little girl. How are you? This is a little girl right here. How are you doing, little girl? Baby? Hi. Hi. Merle, our livestock guardian dog, has been sitting in front of these little kennels, call them little goat shelters, mothering pens, and he will sit there and just watch the goats. And when the goats come out, the little baby goats come out, he gives them little kisses, licks them, cleans them up, and they love him. And how do I know they love him? Because if I come up and they are out, they'll be cuddled up next to him. That's right. All right, well, the boys came in this week and actually did me a huge favor. They came in and they got everything out of here. So for the most part, there wasn't a heck of a lot in here, but stuff they couldn't get, I'm gonna get out. Before we do that, I'm gonna do a little bit more cleaning out here. Some fencing and plastic and all kinds of stuff that needs to be cleaned up. We're gonna get that done today. But before we get started on all this, I wanna show you what I brought up the last 2 days. So these wood chips right here are what we are going to be using for our no-dig beds. The reason I haven't put the ends on the greenhouse is because we haven't put our beds in. I want to be able to drive the Kubota and the tractor in here to help me form the beds. Now, when I bring in the compost, I'm going to want to dump it so it's easier to rake out and form the beds. Now I've shown you what we brought up this week. Let's go get this work done back here. It is a beautiful, bright day. We haven't had a day like this in weeks, and I was a little worried I was going to take today off and it was going to rain all day. So it was a little bit of a gamble, but it seems to be a beautiful day. So let's get some work done. All right, well, here we go. This is what this tree ends up looking like. Now it's pruned. Now this tree may or may not stay depending on how the layout here works. The reason why I may or may not keep it is I think the greenhouse is actually gonna clip it and like land like right at the corner of this. But I'm gonna see once I get everything laid out whether or not I can keep it. If I can't keep it, then it's fine, I'll take it out. What cat is that?
Klingon.
Why do we call it Klingon?
Because it likes cling on to people.
And what do we call the other one?
Cling off.
Cling off?
Because he...
Doesn't like to cling on to people?
I had him once, but he kept on trying to bite me on the fingers. I had my gloves on, so he could not do anything.
Well, there you go. Same thing with this. Put this. All right, we have this cleaned up. Now, this is not normally how you would prune these type of vines, but I am trying to save this as much as possible because this is going away. I think what I'll probably do just to keep these is I'll probably put a T-post here and run a wire up to the edge of the barn or something, so that way these have something to grow on over the next couple years. Maybe run a couple. I'm not sure. I don't actually need to remove them. What I'm doing here, I can work around that. As well as there's actually, it looks like there's 2 clumps. My fear is that this clump and that clump are actually the same clump. And if I pull this one out, I'll end up ripping that one out as well. And I don't want to do that. All right, well, it's time to take this down. I need to look on the inside and make sure I'm not going to do any damage to the barn. Well, I'm glad I looked in here. The wire run from the outside to the inside, so there's a good chance I would have been yanking on the barn. Other than that, It looks like it's pretty basic. I don't see anything else. Yeah, a lot of this is just barely floating. You can see up there, it's just barely hanging on.
Hey, it's been a decade. It survived!
So cleaning this area up has made it feel so much bigger. I mean, let me give you an idea from a little bit of a distance because it doesn't feel like it until you're in person. I'm sorry you guys can't be here. Wish you were. Just taking down that little lean-to has opened this up all the way across. This is gonna feel really, really nice once we put the greenhouse in here. Now, right about there is where the walnut tree was. And so you can see why I kind of had to take that walnut tree out. Putting the greenhouse in here is perfect because that's where our morning sun comes from. It comes across this way. And obviously there's the evening sun. So this ends up being a really great spot for putting a greenhouse. As one of the viewers suggested the other day, I may not have a green thumb, I may have a black thumb. I know the last month I've been doing a lot of pruning, a lot of ripping stuff out, a lot of tearing stuff down, a lot of disturbing the soil, but it's all part of the end vision. The end vision is to have this set up so that way we can grow a lot of food up here. Between just me and the boys, we can't keep up on everything the way it's been done. That's why there's so much disturbance, is because I'm trying to get everything in the place at the scale that I can actually take care of it, as well as I can scale up things that I really want to. Well, we are almost done for the night. The boys are just finishing picking up the sticks and stuff. And then we are going to clean up and we will see you guys next weekend. Thank you so much for joining us on A Simple Life. Have a good one. Bye.